Most welcome. My name is Marta Matarin. I'm talking from Barcelona in Spain. I'm really happy to be with you. I started meditating when I was 14 years old, and since then meditation has been something that I've practiced every single day, and it has really changed my life. I am part of the coordinating team for the Brahma Kumaris in Spain, where we have 15 centers in the country. And the topic for today is lessons to face the unexpected, whatever happens suddenly. And I really like this topic because so many things happened in a way that we never ever could have thought that they would happen. And I'm talking about small things, and I'm talking also about big things. Small things like, for example, a traffic jam or a small interruption. I think that today I will do this and that, and then something happens and I have to change all my planning for the day. And how do I face that? Even the word facing for me, it's for something really big, but we use this for even small things, small situations that happen to our lives. But also there are huge situations that come in an unexpected way. For example, if I am diagnosed with a severe illness myself or any from my family, if I lose my job, or if someone I really love, then I receive the news that that person has just suddenly gone. So how do I face this type of situations? Because I don't know about you, but before I used to have this attitude of tending to control each and every second in my life. Someone like this? Because I had a plan, and then if something would be slightly different, then I would feel very frustrated, thinking why that person has spoken for so long on the phone, or why has this happened to me, or I was not ready for that, or then how do I feel when that happens to me? So I've been quite open in learning about meditation, and especially this has been one of my key focus, because if I am open and not possessing anything, at least to have this attitude of not being quite trying to possess things, and I may talk about people, I may talk about seconds of my life, then things happen in a different way. Or they happen in the same way, but myself, I respond in a different way. And for me, this is very important, the difference between reacting and responding. I react to someone, I react to something when I possess that. For example, if I was planning today to reach at home this afternoon after job and enjoying my evening with my family, and then I'm stuck in a traffic jam, then I see, oh, my plan, now what will happen, and this, and then I get angry, then will the situation be solved because I'm getting angry? Not really. So I don't have the ability, or I can't change the situations that happen outside, but yes, I may have the tools to accept the changes that happen outside. So can I change? Can I change the way I see things? Can I change reaction into responding? Because when I react, that act of reacting, it's full of anger, it's full of aggressivity, that attitude that will not be okay, not only to solve the situation, but will be very harmful. It will create harm in myself. So if the situation is such, then let me try to find in me the tools, the calmness and serenity that I will be able to face that situation. And for example, when a big situation happens, for example, the death of someone that I really love, and we all know that we, at least our bodies, doesn't last forever, right? Then why is it that even certain things that are quite certain, although it happens in an uncertain way, we are not ready for that? And that happens like that when there is attachment. And you may say, but, well, yes, there is love. And of course there is love. But there is also this possessiveness I was talking about before. So how ready am I to let go? To let go of the plans I may have? To let go in situations that happened outside? And here there is a balance which is very important to keep. The balance in which I have some aims, I have some plans, and I like planning, as I was saying before, but to plan in a way that there is also some space for some interruptions. When I used to plan my agenda in a very tight way, there was not even space for anything unexpected. But now, not always, but quite often, I tend to organize my day in a way that there are some extra time so that I can receive some calls that were not expected, and there are some people that talk quite short, but there are some people that like explaining and chatting, and sometimes it's also important to pay attention to them. So also to deal with interruption could be a topic in itself, but yes, for me it has helped me a lot to create, and for this meditation has been really useful. I may call it meditation, I may call it time for the self, because sometimes it's not only meditating, but sometimes it's just doing nothing. Especially if you are very active, a very active person, allow yourself to spend some time every day doing nothing. And you may say, but that's a waste of time. But that's not such a waste of time if you use that time in a fruitful way. What does that mean? For example, when you do nothing, nothing means nothing, to put all the devices aside. And when you do that, then you give time, quality time, to yourself. And then what happens? That you are more aware of the silence that is there within. That silence that allows you to look, how do I behave in front of this situation? In front of this situation, what type of thoughts do I create? What will happen if instead of reacting, I'm responding to situations? So when you give yourself some free time in your agenda, some quiet time, then you could write. You could even write a poem or just a short paragraph. But that is a way to create a connection with yourself. Many people just organize the day according to the things that they have to do. And then that space for the self is not there. And it's really when you go inside that you can grow spiritually, you can grow as a person, you can acknowledge certain patterns that you don't like about yourself, you can acknowledge the dignity, the greatness that there is in you. But unless you don't give yourself that time, then you don't have tools to build inner resilience And it's that inner resilience that will help you in moments where you need that strength to cope with uncertain things that happen to your life. Those things that just come like that, and you never thought that they would happen, or they would happen in that way, or those things will happen today, and it happened. And then when that happens, and I don't know about you, but to me it's like this, or it has been like this for many years, that I can't think. I am paralyzed. I used to be paralyzed sometimes inside. And one day I really was scared, thinking that this situation has happened, and now I don't even know how to think. I don't know what can I do. And this is really an uncomfortable way of being. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. But then I realized that there was something I was not doing inside. There was not enough inner peace so that I could be able to face certain situations. So when something happens, normally you need to take decisions. How will you take decisions if at that particular moment you are fully overwhelmed for what has happened? And I'm not saying that you lose all your feelings or you become like stone, because one lady once said to me, but look, if you are detached like you are explaining, then it's like you don't have feelings. And of course I have feelings. Of course we all have feelings. We feel that, oh, now this has happened. Now what? So in this now what is where I need to decide. I need even to decide, how do I want to feel about it? Okay, now this has happened. Breathe in and breathe out peacefully. Take your time to acknowledge that that has happened. Take your time to see now what's next. But this even will come a bit later. But that moment to give you time, like that time and space of quality to look inwards. So if I consider meditation a way of life, which means that, okay, yes, I may practice meditation when I sit for that purpose. That's fine, that's good. But I like to see meditation as a way of living, as a way of thinking, as a way of speaking, a way of relating to people, relating to whatever is happening. And then in that meditative attitude, I like to call it like that, I can go for a walk, I can talk to someone even, I can drive. Being fully aware of this present moment. And this is important. How do I live my present? Because accordingly, as per how do I live my present, this is why I will be prepared for whatever is going to happen in the future. Because if in my present I just enjoy, and which is really fine, but I don't prepare myself also to feel the strength inside. And for this was a true discovery when I started meditating. As I said before, I was I was 14 years old, so not many things had happened to my life really at that moment. But yes, I could see different ways of how people would respond to different situations. And I like looking, I like observing, I like seeing how this person relates to that one. And even at that age, I used to be quite an observed person that would observe whatever was happening outside. And this sometimes was good, sometimes was not that good. But anyway, it helped me to see how do I want to relate to situations. And I could see from what I was seeing around that I wanted to have the inner strength so that whatever something would happen to me, I could have tools to not lose my temper, that I would not lose my inner stage, my inner peace. So that has been like discovering that I'm still doing. I'm not complete in this, but I like learning. And I like learning about myself, and I like working with myself to see, okay, yesterday I reacted because of something, then what happened? Why did I react like that? I was not expecting that situation. I was not expecting that that person would be unhappy because of this that I had done or whatever. So why is it that I reacted in that way? Then I think, and I try to see how could I behave in a different way so that I could have a different way of relating to that particular person or situation, like that. So whenever we give ourselves time and space. When I'm talking about time, I'm talking about the present moment. And do you know that your presence by itself has power? Really, now that you are there is power wherever you are, because your full presence irradiates something. All your greatness, all your inner power is being vibrating wherever you are. And that always happens like that. So whenever my energy is not that positive, then that's the energy I'm creating around me. When my energy is really full of positivity, of enthusiasm, that's the energy I'm vibrating with. So I value this moment, I value the present that I give to myself as a gift. I give the chance to myself to discover myself more. And perhaps it seems that you require lots of time, and it does not have to do with quantity of time, but quality time. So you will have to do whatever you have to do, but in the meantime, let's give yourselves some moments, even some seconds sometimes, just some seconds of breathing peacefully and fully aware of where you are, how do you feel. Just these moments of complete balance and being aligned with yourself. Just be there. Just be there. And this is a way of strengthening yourself. So that also in that time, you connect with the space which is within you. That inner sacred space that is there as something really valuable. I don't know if you feel it like that, but I like to reach to that space within where there is no noise at all. And noise here would be my extra thoughts, my wise thinking, that all that is more calm now. And I just listen to that silence within. Silence does not mean emptiness. Silence is that there are no words or no sound. No, there may be some sound around even. But when you reach to that level of awareness in which you feel really that there is calm there is serenity, there is peace, quietness, So this is quality time, time in which you go to your inner space to strengthen yourself. When you reach to that point, it's like you are watering seeds, and that seed is there, and then something happens suddenly, and you feel that you may respond to that in a different way. I've learned how much benefit meditation is giving to me when things have happened. For example, at some point I thought, well, I'm meditating, but I don't know if it's really useful to me or not. It was good, but how good it was, I didn't know. But then when something happened and I responded in a different way, And that thing at that moment, yes, it affected me, but not in a way that it would affected me some years back. Then I could see that meditation really is very useful. I don't know if it makes sense to you what I'm saying, but I'm saying that it's in practical way, in practical life, that you will see the benefits of going to that inner sacred space within. Because if I'm told that that person whom I really love is going through a severe illness, for example, then when I get the news, it's like a shock. It may be a shock, or it may be, okay, that person now more than ever needs love. That person needs someone that creates a vibration full of not only acceptance, but of enthusiasm, of love, of courage. Because if something happens to you and the people around you say, or perhaps they don't say, but they create the vibration that, oh, poor thing, then I'm not going to help that person. But if I do my best and I really work on myself so that whenever I talk to that person, even from a distance, I think of that person, I'm surrounding that being with waves of love, of peace, and perhaps it's not the best situation I would like to have or I would like to live, but that's how it is. And there are many things that are beyond our desires. There are many things that we would never wish to happen, but they happen. And then what? Do I need to be angry with life? This is a sentence sometimes I hear here, that okay, I'm angry with everyone. I'm angry with life. Because I don't accept this, I don't accept that, and this, but is that going to help me? I'm even creating more ill feelings toward myself, and creating those waves of serenity, of tranquility. It's also a method to take care of myself and to create a space of security. Don't you think that this is really important at this moment in life? Never ever we could have imagined that we would be confined at our houses, thinking that, okay, I have to go to buy some foods, something to eat, but then I'll come back and I will stay home till I don't know when, Never we could imagine this present situation, and this is how we are facing it now, right? So I could just be depressed and sad, or because the situation is like this, I cannot change the situation, but yes, what I've learned is that I can change the way I relate to the situation. And this was again a great discovery for me, that I cannot change the situation is how it is, but yes, I can change the way I relate to the situation. And this is really important. This is really important to create a life full of health also. I'm talking about mental health, emotional health, but also physical health. Don't you think that whatever you think affects every cell in your body? So if I create more resilience, if I create waves of love, if I create more acceptance for whatever happens, my body also is influenced by that. But if I get angry, if I react for whatever is happening and I that cannot cope with that anymore, then the cells are also receiving that piece of information. And that's not helpful at all. So how do you want to cope with things that happen, that come to your lives? So this is the question. What do I want to do with my present? Because whatever has happened in the past has already happened. The ways or the patterns I had in the past, okay, that was there and that's it. And it's not that tomorrow I will get up and suddenly I will have only peaceful thoughts. It's not like that. So we need to work with ourselves. For example, if you go to the gym, and perhaps the first day it will be more struggle for you if you are not used to it, but then after a while it will be good and even you will enjoy it. But you will have to train yourself every now and then. I used to play piano when I was a small girl, and for some years I played piano, and I liked it and I enjoyed it, but I spent hours playing piano every day. It was not just now I play piano and I enjoy it, and no, you have to do some effort. But it's not, sometimes it was hard, yes, I have to admit it, but many times it was like enjoying doing it. But training was important. So in the same way, it's a training. I need to train myself to be peaceful. I need to train myself, okay, not to be angry with this situation I was not expecting. I need to be trained to create waves of love for those people that are there, but also for myself. I need to train every day. There are some people that pray, they go to church, and that gives a sense of release, of peace. There are some people that like meditating, also for that reason. And here I would like to talk or to mention about God. Perhaps you can also relate to that energy like a supreme energy, or because when something happens, I don't know there, but here when something strong really happens, then you look upwards trying to see if there is someone that can help me. And that's in human nature, I think, that we look for someone, we don't know in what way that energy can help us, but at least you look upwards saying, okay, I need help. And if when you don't know how to get that help from yourself, or you don't even know how to ask for that help to someone else, you may want to look upwards. So you may say, you may talk about praying or meditating or creating space for yourself. That's a different way of talking about the same thing. How can I create a different type of energy that gives me protection, that helps me to face situations that I'm not used to? Or I never was trained for that. Okay, I was not trained for that in school. I was not trained for that in my family, perhaps, but I can do that training myself. And so I invite you every single day to create some moments of peace. Can you do that? When we say we don't have time, is when we need this the most. So even if it's just for 10 minutes when you get up or during the day, or adding some moments here and there, that's really useful. Because then when that unexpected situation happens, you close your eyes, you say, okay, this has happened. I was not expecting it, but this is the reality. Because what is certain in these uncertain times is that within you there is that core in your being where there is peace. It's there. It's already there. You may go to nature to see if you can find some peace there, and that's great. And you may want to talk to someone because that person gives you peace, and that's great. But don't forget that everything is within you. And when you start feeling that and you start experiencing it, you are in contact with your own greatness. And there is where you know that really you can cope with everything. And I'm not saying that you will just be happy for whatever has happened, perhaps not in that way, but at least you will connect with the tools inside you to see, okay, now this has happened, let me just be silent. And from that silence, let me see the strength that is there within me. And you know what? Of course, this is good for you. But nowadays, so many people need this. So many people need peaceful beings around. And this is what we all need to do together. Not only for my own safety, not only to respond and not to react, not only for this, but now, if I love humanity, and I'm sure that you love humanity, if you love life, if you love everyone, if you love nature, now more than ever, we all need to be connected from the silence within. And from that connection we all create together, we are helping each other, and we are also helping those that perhaps don't look inside themselves to create that vibration that it's so important now. And that's when you feel yourself empowered. Nowadays that everyone talks about empowerment, but you may empower yourself, and you can help others to have that power, because that's a spiritual power. That's what spiritual power is about. So I would like now to do an experiment with you, to meditate together, to go within, and also to create this collective energy so that we can feel it all together. And then I will share with you something else. So let me play some music now. And I encourage you to find a place where you can be quiet, even if there is some noise around, no problem. Just sit quietly and enjoy your own company. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Taking your time to be with you. You know, you spend so much time doing things, meeting people. But whenever you sit to meditate, this is the time to be with you. And to value yourself for what you are, not for what you do. So sit peacefully, quietly, and allow your body also to relax. And take your time to enjoy your own company. And with this silence, your thoughts also reduce their speed. This is why you feel harmony and balanced. and just be there in the sacred space within. Beyond everything now, this is the time you have for you. So with your thoughts more peaceful, your feelings now also have that vibration of peace, serenity. Do you feel it like that? So sit there in that inner space within. You may call it a cave, a sacred temple, just that space where there is the vibration of silence. Just be there with you. No one else, nothing else. Just you, with you. And I invite you to look from the windows of your eyes, knowing that you are an energy, a peaceful energy, a powerful energy, a loving energy that is looking through the windows of your eyes. And from there, you may look around, but you will feel yourself different because you are aware now of who you are as a spiritual energy. And now, there is no need of doing anything. Just being who you are. And now, imagine that you are watching the waves of the ocean. One wave comes and then goes, comes and goes. And nothing is forever. That water is not the same water from the previous wave. In the same way, nothing is forever. Things come and go, come and go. And also people come and go. Even myself. So can you hold to something, to someone? How do you feel when you let go? How is your mind when you let go? How is your heart when you let go? intentions. And also, you are open to accept whatever comes to your lives. So see how is acceptance in you. And also have good wishes for whatever comes to you. Knowing that everything that comes to my life allows me to grow. My experience in life grows. And I connect with the energy of patience within. I am patient. I let go and I love. Patience, acceptance, and love. Patience, acceptance, and love. I let go and I appreciate the growing in me, the growth in me. Because, do you know what? There is a soul, and with that wisdom, you know what will be the best in whatever situation that happens in your life. Knowing that there is also someone up there. You may call that energy God or Supreme Being. That energy that is there to love you, to give you peace, serenity. And it's just there. You just need to create some peaceful moments to listen to silence. Because it's from that silence, that quietness, that you can also feel that energy. And then, what happens next? That your intuition also grows. And your mind is clear and clean to have the right thoughts, to create the right decisions at the right moment. Because they will be the decisions that will come from the inner sacred space within. And just be there. Just be you. Do you acknowledge the greatness that is in you? Can you feel the strength that is there with you? And do you know what? This inner strength has always been there and will be there. So just be open for whatever happens. Because making a very good use of your present, you are also preparing yourself for the near future. So every second is so valuable. Every thought has so much value. It's the seeds that you are watering. And that seed will give the right fruit at the right moment from that inner sacred space within. Om Shanti. Om, I, the Self. I am Shanti. I am peace. Om Shanti. It's so good to create moments like this every now and then. And you can practice this at home when you start your day, even having, as I was saying before, like some seconds, a couple of minutes here and there, just of being aligned with yourself. And also at night. And whenever you have time and you create that time for that. Because you may say, no, I don't have time during the day, but then we do some other things, right? So in the same way I'm doing other things, why not to create some moments to connect with the inner self. And just to finish, I also would like to encourage you to observe yourself, to see in what situations I lose myself, and then write about it. Because only when I see myself, then from a perspective, from a distance, I can see what do I need to respond in different ways, to live in a different way. And also it's another exercise to see, okay, if now something uncertain would happen, how would I feel? And this is also a method I practice to see that I can't be stuck in whatever I think it's the best to happen. Because what I think may not be what will make me grow the most. But I will use whatever situation comes to me as a way of creating that attitude that will help me to have more resilience. And as I was mentioning about patience, in Spanish it's paciencia, which is like the science of peace. Patience, right? But in Spanish is paciencia, which means the science of peace. And when I realized this, really made some sense to me, because I never had been that patient, I need to admit. But yes, it's like, okay, let me love myself, let me have patience with myself. And at the same time, I'm having patience, let me have some determination to be as I want to be. And this, again, it's something that we can decide. It's not that, okay, I will be the fruit of whatever happens, that many people think like that. But let me be how I want to be. And in that way, I will keep growing. So it's a topic that we could keep sharing and sharing. But I think that we need to reflect personally about it and see in your life how, in what way meditation could help you to cope with those situations that just come and will keep coming. So let's see what the future unfolds. But whatever it is, I wish you the best. And remember to go to that inner sacred space within. And remember that that energy also helps us a lot. So thank you for being there. Thank you for having that also collective thought and collective meditation that can help us individually, but also it's a way of continuing growing also in a collective way. Thank you so much. And if you come to Barcelona, please connect with the Brahma Kumaris Center here, and we will be more than happy to receive you. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.